Hello, friends. It's Chapo. I'm talking, of course, the Herschel Christian Walker saga.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I don't know what you guys feel about this, but I'm going to take... Look, I'm not making any predictions anymore about the midterm elections. I will not be surprised with any outcome. I can see it equally likely that all of these big races could go either Democrat or Republican.
Or they go in the air. Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? However, I'm going to take just a slightly contrarian point of view on this. That, okay, Herschel Walker, yes, he paid for his mistress to get an abortion. That wouldn't be a problem. But I think the fact, like, if that had been the story alone, I could see it hurting him a little bit. But the fact that his incredibly annoying and incredibly gay son took it upon himself to publicly condemn him, I think will lead to a surge in support for Herschel Walker in Georgia. Because look, this is something that they can all relate to. Being harangued by some annoying fucking kid on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they're voting in the first place, to be like, I would like my grandson to stop being condescending to me.
Okay, for voters like that, I think they were already voting for Walker. I think that, like, I don't think that Christian turning on him will have any electoral effect. I don't think there was anyone who was like, well, I like Brian Kemp, but I love Christian Walker.
Well, like I'm saying, like, I know about Christian Walker because I'm on the internet. No one voting or supporting Herschel Walker has any fucking clue who Christian is. And if they, as soon as they see him, they're like, who's this blue hair pronoun freak or whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
And I've like, when Herschel, he tweeted the other day, I think it's like since been deleted, like, I love my son no matter what. And it's just like, well, first of all, which one are you talking about? Herschel? But also, like, the comments to Herschel Walker from the supporters were like, you didn't raise him right.
Yeah.
You should have sold him.
Yeah. Should have gotten the thug son. I've been on the other side of this because Matt thinks that Walker is going to win. He's always thought Walker is going to win. I think you have too, Will. Right?
I thought he wasn't going to win because of how, brain damaged he is. But I was rooting for him to win because I want someone whose brain is like the size and texture of a walnut to be in the Senate.
It would be great to have a senator where, like, even in Texas, they'd be like, is it okay to execute this guy? Like, doesn't feel right.
They have a few guys like that in the Senate now, but they're all 90 years old.
Right.
It'll be like, because they don't have the energy to do anything really hilarious and embarrassing for the most part. They wheel them in. They use they string to have their hands go up for the thumbs up or whatever. Then they wheel them out. He's going to be spry, popping around, giving quotes, going into the cloakroom, offering back massages, whatever.
He won an MMA fight when he was like 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's in good shape. He'll probably like shoot the sergeant at arms. It'll be, but like I was going against the grain for us in that I thought before this I thought he was going to lose. I think there are a lot of people who are like, well, I like Brian Kemp, or I cannot picture anyone voting for Stacey Abrams. But
it's so funny. She is like not even close.
No, she is
loser.
It's like there's a rising tide, and her part of the lake is just depressed. It's just like a vortex,
like Lake Mead.
Yeah, she's a sinkhole. But I don't think that there's going to be people who there's going to be a surge of people who are like, okay, Kemp and Warnock. I don't think it's going to be as much that there's a split ticket, but I think there are going to be people who vote for Kemp and not Walker. Just leave it blank. I think that they've had trouble like framing Warnock. They've been unsuccessful in like calling him a pedophile and all this shit.
You should call him a warlock.
Yeah, they should say he's doing spells. He's bewitching my cows. He's replacing my child with a changeling.
That might work in New Hampshire, but unfortunately not here for them. But I thought that his chances were very good. His favorables are too high. People like him too much, even if they're not going to vote for him. It hamstrung them in going extremely negative. And yeah, they have a really shitty candidate whose campaign hates him. Yes. And now it turns out his family too.
Yeah, everyone within this guy's circle, he's either held a gun to their head or they've like seen him do that and despise him for it.
Another thing helping Warlock is that he kind of looks like JB Smooth, and everyone loves him.
He's a likable guy. He's as far as Democratic senators go, he's an amiable person. I think they have their work cut out for them. My
intuition on this is that when you are publicly attacked by one of the most obnoxious and annoying people on the planet, like that helps you.
Yeah.
I can imagine because I think people feel sympathetic to Herschel because they're like, if I had a son that fucking annoying, like he'd probably hate me too.
Yeah.
The other thing of note about like this whole controversy is like, okay, yeah, like who knows how many abortions he's arranged for women? I mean, look at Donald Trump. I mean, come on. If you think he hasn't made paid for a few clinic visits, I mean, come on. But what I like about this is that it reveals, as we've been saying on this show for quite some time now, nobody who is against abortion actually believes it's murder.
No,
because like the GOP response to this from like the conservative media has been of Herschel Walker. Like, look, this was a long time ago. This was like 5 years ago. Okay, this is 5 years ago, and like, look, he has had a genuine change of heart. Like, he's a Christian man, and he's promoting the values that he's trying to make. But he's trying to make murder illegal. Okay, like even if that were true, you can't just say, I now realized I paid someone to do a hit on a child, on an infant, on a human being. I paid to arrange the murder of a human life. I now realize that's wrong, but that's why I want to be in the Senate. That's why I want to, like, it's just, step back and be like, yes, I was wrong. Or like the young women who are like, yeah, like I had 2 abortions and now I'm like I'm an anti-abortion leader because I know it's murder and wrong. It's like, if you sincerely believed you murdered 2 of your own children, you wouldn't be showing your face in public.
Yeah.
You would be like quietly dedicating yourself to a life of contrition
Yes.
for the murders that you've committed, not advertising to the world, hey, everybody, it's me.
Well, you're forgetting, though, that in their cosmology, you say, Jesus, I fucked up. You give him a high five, and then you just go back to whatever you wanted to do anyway.
Oh, yeah. Does that apply to women who are being put in jail for having ectopic pregnancies?
Well, no, because they're not on the right team. I mean, none of this is hypocrisy because there's no principle at play. It is just the people I don't like suffering. That's it. You don't need any greater justification for that. And I also take issue with your idea that Donald Trump has ever paid for anyone's abortion.
Oh, yeah.
He's never paid for anything. Now, he might have bartered with an abortion doctor with like
a racehorse.
Yeah, exactly. Like a racehorse, or maybe he's like
Floyd Mayweather's boxing gloves.
Yeah, I got Lawrence Taylor's jockstrap here. Will you take that in order for?
I feel like for an abortion, unless it's like quintuplets or something, he's overpaying with Floyd Mayweather's boxing gloves.
He'd give you a Mar-a-Lago pen.
Yeah. Here's a blazer that George Steinbrenner wore.
Even that's a little rich for my blood.
I mean, it's not hypocrisy because this has never like affected a Republican that much, right? Like a revelation that he paid a mistress to get an abortion, because for those voters, they're like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
When you get another woman pregnant who isn't your wife, you're supposed to do that, because him getting, like, whether it's him or Elliot Brody or any of these guys who do that, it's not getting in the way of like making a woman's life miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the whole point.
And people are mad like at these Republicans saying, all you care about is the vote in the Senate. Well, that's what you're voting for, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not really wrong to say, Warnock never paid for anybody's abortion. Sure, but he's going to vote to protect abortion rights.
He's going to make it.
Why do I give a shit? What difference does it make to me? I'm not asking him to babysit. I'm asking him to vote in the Senate.
I guess it'd be like, what's worse, like a guy who committed one murder or a guy who wants to legalize murder, even though he's not actually committed any murders.
Exactly.
I guess it's the other funny like news commentary in this was courtesy of Dana Loesch. I haven't heard from Dana in a long time.
She fell off.
Yeah, she really did fall off. But speaking to your point, she was like, look, I don't care if he's out there killing endangered baby eagles. I want control of the Senate, which is like, okay, are you saying that killing a baby eagle is worse than killing a human baby? Because like, in that setup for that standard punt delivery, usually the thing you have to choose something worse than what he's accused of to be like, I don't even care if he's taking them tags off mattresses. I want control of the Senate.
Yeah, I mean, you really see why she fell off.
Yeah.
What has she been up to? Is she on just like one of those conservative streaming services they all start?
Yeah, I think
is
so.
Blaze TV still around?
She's on Blaze
TV is
TV.
weirdly still around.
I think she's probably on Blaze TV then.
Yeah. I'd like a sketch show on Blaze TV. Yeah. Do you remember Half Hour News Hour?
Oh man,
that
was good shit. That was good shit.
It was like 4 women who all had that like ramen pattern of curly hair.
Debbie
like,
Wasserman Schultz.
Yeah, So I guess most of the time that hair pattern is just like God cursed you, right? But it turns out Debbie Wasserman Schultz is paying to get that done to her.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like how the Simple Davis son who owns the Raiders
Oh, yeah.
flies to San Diego to get that bowl
Get
cut.
that bowl cut
Yeah.
done. Oh God, what a king that dude is.
That guy, he's amazing.
I really have trouble like eating when I see that hair pattern.